Laundromat How To. Had a problem with the fan on the one or the dryer here. So we turned it on, there was a lot of noise to it. So I pulled the back cover off, and what I found was a bunch of fan parts. And it's hard to see back in there, but there's still a couple pieces left on the shaft, but the rest of it's all tore apart. So not sure what happened or what hit it, but looks like I need a new one. So through the miracle of video, this new fan has miraculously, let me say that again, arrived. It's a little blurry here. So that's the fan that goes inside of there. So it's that way. So what we got to do is pull this fan mount off of here, and if all goes well, that'll come out without taking the whole thing apart. But we'll find out very shortly. I'm going to pull this motor off, and then just see how well that fan comes out of there. We'll see what we can do. Found a wrench. Not sure who left that here, but go in my toolbox now. Okay, so I'll pull this apart and we'll get some more video. Okay, so we got that the motor out. A little bit dark in there, but there is one cover here that needs to come off, and then there's a sensor underneath it, so just be careful when you're working around that. You can see the old fan here, it's come right apart and it's in pieces. So on top here you got a double lock nut. So the top small nut comes off first and the bottom one comes off. Pull the fan off, put the new one on. The top one is used to lock that nut into place, just so it can't come loose with the fan starting and stopping. So while we're in here, we'll give this a little cleanup. We'll check in the hole, or to see down in there again without the light, but we'll get that all checked out and get this back in. It's really, the whole thing's probably going to be about a 10 or 15 minute job. Those 4 bolts came off, lifted this out, and you can see the fan fits inside the seal there, so it'll drop right back into the hole. We don't have to take any more covers off or anything. So fortunately, it's a quick and easy design change, and we'll get that back in and fire it up. One thing to watch when you're putting this back on, there is a keyway in the shaft. It's that little small bar. When I pulled this off, it just dropped down here, and it was kind of hard to spot, but it slides in there, and then inside your fan, which again I'm playing balancing act because the cable is still hooked on the wires. Inside your fan, you're going to see there's a keyway there. Make sure they get those lined up. That'll keep your fan from spinning on the shaft, and you know, when it starts up, you don't want the motor spinning the fan stuck there. So one more thing you got to line up and carry on. So the motor's mounted back up. We got the nuts back on the frame, covers back on. One thing you want to do is just pull that access pull off, and then just reach in and by hand just give the motor a little spin, give the fan a spin. That'll just make sure you got it lined up right. There is a little bit of adjustment to it, not much, but just make sure you've got it lined up, and you don't want to turn it on and have it all shredded to pieces and have to start over again. So you give it a spin. There's no resistance at all. It's not making any rubbing noises, because it does fit down over top of a little bit of a piece of metal there that funnels it up into it. So that's good. Motor's bolted down, nuts on. We'll put the cover back on, plug it in, and rock and roll. This whole fan change out, maybe 15 minutes. I mean, the same TV show is still on while I'm working on this. So it seemed like a big deal initially, but it's really, you know, a small part to change. It just looks a little intimidating, but fortunately we didn't have to get into any of the covers or any of that stuff. Just one small cover, unbolt the motor mount from the housing here, or the motor mount from the ducting, and just lift it right off. So it was a little tougher getting back in with the full fan on there, but still not that hard at all. So Ken Barrett, Laundromat How To. If you got any questions or comments, please let me know, and check out my other videos too. Thanks a lot.